The unconditional love myth, right? A lot of us, most of us, even in the red pill community, deep down want to believe it, want to believe in it. The reason behind that is simple. A lot of us, I don't want to say a lot of us because I'm not going to include myself in it. A lot of you guys are not actually 100% red pilled. You're just so-called red pilled. Something happened, some girl broke your heart, and now you're going through your rage phase. And you're agreeing with everything I'm saying. You're not really taking it in. You're listening, but you're not really paying attention. You're listening, but you're not really hearing. So let me break it down to you. Obviously, we know the gold diggers, the beta male provider seekers, the ones who are out here to take advantage of you, those type of girls, the ones who are looking out for their best interest, those type of girls, obviously we know they're not going to ever love you for who you are. Is what you can do for them, what you can provide for them, most importantly, right? But let's talk about even the virgin girls, the girls who have never had any experience with guys, and they first meet a guy, and now it's all happy and dandy, and they can't stop telling each other I love you every 5 minutes of the day, right? That's what's happening with virgins mainly. Let's talk about that scenario, guys. I don't know if you guys have had any experience with virgins. I've had plenty of experiences with virgins, but every single time, and when I say plenty, the volume speaks for it. I'm not going to tell you my number, but the volume speaks for it. I know it, and you just got to trust me on this one. I have never met a single virgin who loved me or who got attached to me. That's the right word, not really love. It's not love. It's them being attached to you, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. She got attached to me because I was there at the right minute. I just happened to be there at the right time, at the right place. That girl was looking for somebody to share that experience with because she never had that experience. Or she was looking for a boyfriend at that time because she never had a boyfriend. Or she just wanted to start getting into her hoe phase. And I just happened to be there. That's it. It wasn't for me, who I really am. My last girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, who I talk about every now and then, because she's a very important person in my life. She brought me to the red pill. She was a virgin. She never had any experience with a guy. She didn't even know how to make out or how to kiss. And I know that for a damn fact. I can say it 100% with guarantee that was the case. Well, she might have just kissed somebody in the cheek. But French kiss? No, she did not do that to any guy. I had to teach her everything from ground up. But anyways, when I first got kind of like I don't want to say comfortable, but like when I first got into the relationship, I think it was like a month in or a few weeks in, she told me that she's always been, or she has been wanting to get a boyfriend lately. Or no, sorry, her mother told me that. Her mother broke that news to me. That, oh yeah, she's always wanted to have a boyfriend, but then lately, because she was a senior in high school when I met her and I was a freshman in college, lately her tendencies and her wants, I can tell, is increasing, is going up. And it kind of made me feel some kind of way, because back then I was still in my blue pill world. I was like, man, so it's not really me that she wants. I'm not really anything special. It's just, I just happened to be there and I did the job. I looked good enough. I had a normal enough personality, so she went for it. And then obviously, as I can say with confidence, that didn't work out because she didn't love me for who I am. I just happened to be there at the right place at the right time. Fellas, another thing is, nobody will like you or love you for who you are. That's the hard truth about human nature. Do you know why? Because who are you, fellas? Let's really look into it. Every single one of us is very, very weird in our own weird ways. We have some sort of weird thoughts, weird tendencies that we have to ourselves that nobody knows about. Only we know it. We're also very gross. We probably pick at our nose and lick it, or smell it. We probably pick at our booty hole and smell it, or look at it, see if we're dripping blood or something because our booty hole's itching. we are humans. Humans are gross. And we do gross things. Do you think that the girl you are seeing or the girl you are with will stick around you long enough if she found out every single weird and or gross thing about you? Honestly, be real now. Come on. Don't be living in this fairy tale world. Do you really think that? No, she wouldn't. Do you think that if you for some reason or somehow started having a whole lot of acne on your face, and it was a weird disease that it will never go away, and your face is gonna keep getting covered with more and more acne, do you think she's gonna stick around forever? No, she's not. I'm talking about the girls who have options, the girls who look like 7, 8, 9, or a 10 in the West. Now let's talk about the Eastern girls real quick. And we're going to come back to this point, by the way, us being weird and gross. And by the way, nothing's wrong with being weird and gross. That's just, everybody's weird. Here's the thing, everybody's weird. But we all act normal, right? Just because, like, you can have all sorts of thoughts in your head. Just don't act upon it. That's all I'm saying here. Act normal. But then what is normal, right? Now that's the different discussion we can get into, but now that's for another day. But let's look at the eastern side of the world, or the countries in the world where the women don't have as many options, where arranged marriages are still a thing. Do you know what's the first thing that's asked to the groom's family? What does the groom do for work, for a living? It's literally a business exchange. And do you know what one of the first questions the groom's family asks the bride's family? Can the bride cook, clean, and be a housewife? It's literally a business exchange. Do you know when they first come in to look at the bride, do you know what they ask the bride to do? Stand up, walk around. Do you know why they do that? It's because they want to see how tall this bride is, because they want taller kids. They don't want their groom to get married, their son to get married to a short bitch. So they want to have good genetics in the family going. And the reason why they make him walk is to see if she has any imbalances. Again, she is just there as a, how do I say it? Sex object, yes, but there's a better way. She's just there to provide for the family in sense of raising the family and bringing kids out. And he's there to provide for the family in terms of resources. Now that should clear up all your questions about Eastern women loving you for who you are. No, they don't. It's literally a business exchange. And it is in the West as well. We just cover it up a lot more in the West than we do in the East. We try to sell you, they try to sell you guys this dream. Oh, it's about love. No, it's always been about a business exchange, and it still is a business exchange. Marriage, relationship, every single one of them. Now, let's go back to that, you being weird. Oh, before that, another thing about Eastern side of the girls. Why do they not cheat on their man, fellas? Is because when they get married to that man, they don't have any better options. They live in the Eastern side of the world where it still is harder to even survive. So do you think they're going to be out there thinking about getting digged down to fulfill their fantasies and their body count needs? Or do you think they're going to be out there to survive with the best man they have in their disposal at this moment? If they had the options of these Western women, you don't think they're gonna switch up their mind? Now, let's come back to the guys, us being weird and gross and whatnot. And again, it's not just us guys being weird and gross. Women are too. They have weird thoughts, weird tendencies. A lot of them act upon it. And we don't see it because they try to act normal around us. Just ask their girlfriends. And if you can put a hidden camera in her purse or in her apartment, do that. See how weird your chick is. How weird this bitch is. Just notice. You'll notice. So it's just a human thing. And if we figured those things out about her, how long do you think we're going to stick around her? I don't care how hot this chick is, fellas. Actually, in my opinion and in my experience, I've noticed the hotter the girl, the weirder she is, the more weird she is. But anyways, so what does that tell you? That she won't like you if she figures out about your weird tendencies and grossness and you not being normal. That tells you one or two things. Either A, she's with you because of resources, tangible resources, your money, your status, etc., your looks, your height, all that. Or she's with you because of your personality. Now, don't get me wrong, don't confuse this, okay? When you say she's with you for your personality is changing in front of her, okay? And when I say your personality, I'm mainly talking about alpha male's personality. A stoic, masculine man's personality. That is changing from time to time. Nobody can be an alpha 24/7, even when they're sleeping or even when they're taking a shit. So inevitably, you're having to put a different person in front of her than you really are. Inevitably, you're having to put a different person in front of the world than you really are. Let's say the person you are in front of your friends is the exact same person you are in front of her. But that person is still not the exact same person who you really are when nobody's watching you. That's impossible. Because I started this video saying that we all have weird tendencies, we all have weird thoughts, we all do weird things, say weird stuff to ourselves. Things that nobody knows about. And those are a lot of things. If you have to actually go down that list, you'll notice how many things are out there on that list that you know about yourself that nobody else does. And that right there, that list right there is the true version of yourself that nobody sees, including her. So that's why she's with you, not because of you. She's with you because of that stoic personality, because of the masculine characteristic that you have. And if you're a beta male and she's with you, then you're just the puppet. She's using you. That's an easy one to figure out, right? Now, the thing is, what we often mistake of her staying with us for who we are, with her not leaving, is her being comfortable with us. That's the key point right there of this video. That's the main point of this video. She's not leaving you is because she's comfortable, or she gets comfortable with you. There's two more points I want to mention real quick before I end the video after this point. You could have just did it for her. Just barely passed her bare minimum requirements. But when she started hanging out with you, spending more time with you, she got more comfortable with you as time went on. And it is in our human nature, which I've mentioned in another video in the past, is when we humans become comfortable with certain situation or certain person, it's harder for us to let go. Same reason when you go from one job to a next job, you don't want to, or when you have a job, a 9-to-5 job, it's comfortable. It's paying the bills. You don't want to make any changes in your life and having to start over somewhere. That's why most people don't want to relocate to a different location. It is literally a human instinct and human nature, not just women thing, just man thing as well. And you guys confuse that. You say, oh, she's been with me for 15 years. Yes, she's been with you for 15 years, but that is not because she loves you for who you really are. It's because a lot of other factors go into that. But most importantly, she's comfortable with you. And women have this in them more than men. Women don't want to relocate and start over more than men. When they're comfortable with a guy, they don't want to switch anything around, unless obviously the guy's personality, like in a sense where he's being more and more needy and she has better options. But let's say the guy is doing everything he's supposed to be doing and the woman is not a slut. In those situations, the woman most likely is comfortable with him and she doesn't want to leave him because of that reason. If the guy is in overseas, I have another video coming about talking about that. She might even arrange some sort of open relationship kind of stuff, but she still doesn't want to leave him because of that. She's comfortable. Same reason you see that when men are mating and dating with these fat butterball turkeys that look like 6s and 4s, she might have the most amazing personality and he might be smashing it for forever, but then she starts to grow on him. That's the word, that's the phrase. Men grow on these women, but that woman, that fat chick, is starting to grow on this dude. That's why he doesn't leave her. He gets comfortable with her. But at the same time, there's something deep down within him that's missing, which is her not looking good enough. Because that's in us, that's in men. Our women have to be good looking first, then anything else. Good looking to us. I don't give a shit about the rest of the society things. If you don't think your chick is good looking, no. Good luck having a happy relationship with that woman. It's not gonna happen. And the last point I want to talk about, and before I go to the last point, let me elaborate a little bit more on this point about men. Fellas, we don't like women for who they are either. We don't love them for who they are either. She had to have some sort of things or personality traits or look traits that you were looking for, that she met. She had to have some sort of traits, some sort of requirements, minimum requirements that you require before you could commit yourself to her. And if she lost that requirement, if she was not meeting that requirement anymore, you'd kick her to the curb or you leave. Or you'd be extremely miserable and still not leave because you don't have any better options. That's why you're sticking it out. So you don't want her and love her for who she is either. Again, this is a human nature thing. The reason why I explain women's side of it for the past 16 minutes instead of explaining men's side is because women have a lot more options. So this topic is more important to men, for us to be armed with this knowledge. Women are always inevitably armed with this knowledge subconsciously because they have plenty of options. If something doesn't go right with this guy, she can just bounce on to the next one. Men don't have that luxury. Your average man. That's what I'm talking about. Don't come at me and say, "Oh, he was at 80%. Oh, he was a top 20% guy, and he treated me like shit." Of course, he has all the options. But the average man is invincible to you, ladies, to that average woman. Did I say invincible? I meant invisible. My last point is, this is not a bad thing. This should be like this. Women should rightfully like you for what you can do for them, not for who you are. If women didn't, then we human race wouldn't survive. Go back to the caveman days. They had to mate with the strongest men. Not the strongest of the strongest. It could be the second strongest, third strongest, fourth strongest, fifth strongest. The 25th strongest. Those guys were the ones who was spreading their seeds. And the rest of them were getting killed in wars and battles. The rest of them were water boys for the warriors. Yeah, some of them might have gotten lucky here and there. But mainly, those alpha dudes, quote unquote, the ones who fought the wars, had the masculine traits, stoicism, those guys were the ones who were spreading their seeds because those were the men that was seeked out by most women. And if they didn't spread the seeds, if the beta dudes, the weaker dudes who didn't fight the wars, who couldn't save his family, if he was spreading the seeds, we human race would have gone extinct long time ago. That's why it's a good thing that they like us for what we can do for them, regardless of this current social stigma that's going around where everybody's pushing everybody to accept everybody equally for who they are. Fuck no. It's always been survival of the fittest, and it's still going to be survival of the fittest. Don't believe it? Just look around. Why the ugly dudes and short dudes don't get looked by women? I'm not saying ugly and short dudes cannot make money and actually be a survivor himself, actually be an alpha male himself. I'm just saying that women nowadays judge men a lot quicker by what they see. And also this characteristic goes with back to the caveman days. The alpha dudes who were able to protect them were bigger men, were taller men. Nowadays, we don't have that need for that man to actually go out and protect his family. He should know how to protect his family. He should learn how to fight and shoot guns and all that. And I've advocated about that too. But we have the cops, the military, and all that to protect us. So nowadays, we don't need that. But that trait of women looking out into the society and seeing the bigger guy, the taller guy, and wanting to go after him is still within women. Has still carried over to women nowadays. It's just a biological imperative women have. And that's why you see that they go out for these Chad and Tyrone looking dudes. But when she figures out that the short, ugly guy has money, hey, now her survival instinct kicks in again. And my experience in the past, I have gotten lucky mainly by three things. My looks, I'm 6 foot tall, I have a six-pack abs, I don't look too bad in the face. My game, personality, charisma is the second one, my mouthpiece. And third is my social media status. I have a pretty good following on Instagram, so go follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. And I've used that a lot to bait in a lot of women, actually. Nothing wrong with that. Women bait us in by putting a skimpy-ass, slutty-ass outfit, putting on pounds and pounds of clown paint on their face that they call makeup, putting tights on around their belly so it doesn't show her actual belly size. She's baiting us in, so yeah, we can bait them in too. It's called selling that bitch a dream. Alpha male strategies talk about it, right? But fellas, I know I've given you guys a lot of points on this one, but just know the main reason why I'm making this video is to arm you guys. Maybe you might find that unicorn, okay? Who knows? Maybe you might find that unicorn that I've never found, and that's why I have this bias against this topic. But maybe you have, and hey, that's great for you. But I can tell that 98% of the population is not like that. So that's why this video is important. Because I don't want my men to get run over by women who are hiding themselves behind a fake front that they're showing you. Oh, baby, I love you for who you are. Bitch, shut up. No, you don't. If it's not for your resources, it's for you making her feel some kind of way. And fellas, last but not least, if you're having to stimulate a woman's mind by your words, your personality, your charisma, just know that again, that's not her liking you for who you are, because who you are is the person who doesn't want to do this all the damn time, who doesn't want to stay in your masculine frame, who doesn't want to be charismatic and show a smooth game to women all the damn time, because it takes work. And we men don't want to have to go through all this work all the damn time, because it's tiring, and we see how much bullshit we have to deal with out in this dating world. That's why you see men settling down when they find a decent girl, because they realize that, oh shit, I don't want to go back to the dating world because it's a shit show out there. So what I have right now is good enough. I'm content with it. The proof is in the pudding. It's all in front of you. All you have to do is take a step back, stop thinking like the rest of these people. Unplug yourself from the matrix, and then you yourself can become a philosopher and start looking into things deeper than what they show us at the surface level. And maybe you can start making out videos like this and start dissecting scenarios yourself. We need more and more men like you. You meaning who's watching this video. Don't be afraid to speak up. Let's wake other brothers up. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.